Hello, Steve White, TrekBoy89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, there's been a little bit of buzz for Season 3 of Next Gen. I mean, not just the general buzz, since some people come out and actually said, we've seen it and it actually feels like Star Trek. This is for some images from the series. Now, we got a trailer back for New York Comic Con, and the images, I just feel like, are what we saw in the trailer. There doesn't seem to be anything new. There's some pictures of Dr. Crusher, and I'm like, didn't we see like film? It's like just pictures from the film we've already seen, so it's nothing new. It's just stills. We saw a photo of Worf, I think, in the transporter room, where we saw a scene in the transporter room where he sort of makes a comment and Riker makes a joke. So I don't feel like we're seeing anything that we haven't already seen, but people are talking about it like, oh my god, the image is revealed. I'm like, revealing what? Okay. People noted that Worf is still wearing one of the badges for the house of whatever that he got during Deep Space Nine, and sort of saying this does seem canon, does seem to fit, does seem to work, does seem to be, I don't know, good. I don't know. Den of Geek, I think this came from Den of Geek. They actually have a magazine. I didn't realise they had a magazine. I just thought they were a website. They released an article, and I think the pictures came from that. And there's like a picture of, you know, Riker and Picard at that restaurant or whatever, or cafe or whatever, where they're talking. It looks very dark and dingy and very like Blade Runner. So yeah, I don't know. I'm optimistic. I'm giving it a chance because I've heard from some people that it is like Star Trek. But these people also love Deep Space Nine, and Star Trek Deep Space Nine was the least Star Trek of all the Star Trek series. It's like right next to Discovery so far as being off. So far as, you know, Sisko's war crimes and stuff like that, and just the whole war in Star Trek and religion in Star Trek, and Stephen R. Burr, who hated Next Generation, just trying to do everything anti-Star Trek that he could in a Star Trek series, because he didn't have total control. He would have done so much more if he had the chance. But yeah, so just some images. Not much to see though. I mean, Worf looks good. Crusher looks good. It doesn't seem that far away now. I mean, it's still February. And I don't know what Star Trek we're getting, because Prodigy's going to end in 2 episodes. So unless they push them into January and have a break over Christmas, seems like we're going to have a bit of a wait for Picard, because I thought the idea of producing all these shows was to do one after the other, so you never really had a week without Star Trek. But yeah, not much more to say. Just a couple of images, nothing we haven't seen before, just, you know, a nice HD, high resolution, you know, still look at some of the characters and some of the scenes from the trailer that we've already seen. And people are saying there's a lot more to the series and the show than the trailer. The trailer just shows one tiny little aspect, one tiny little angle, and it's a little bit what they think the audience wants to see, as general audience wants to see, as opposed to more of what the show actually is and represents for Star Trek. But like, I'm just waiting for February. I'm not going to get excited about it. And if it's good, and if the first episode is good, because apparently half an hour into the episode there's a scene in a bunk or something that, or some scene, I can't remember, Robert Myburnett was describing. He said, once you get to this scene in this episode, it's like 30-40 minutes in, if you're not sold, okay. But you know, I think this is going to sell people. It's going to be good. It's going to turn people on Picard, and they're actually going to like this season. So I'm hopeful, but if that does happen, it's going to be great, because it's going to be a little bit of a surprise, because although I'm being optimistic, I'm not expecting it. But I'm going to go, there's really not much to talk about, just some images, and just like everyone else, I think I'm sort of anticipating it and thinking about it, but I don't have much. They haven't given us much to sort of mull over. So any little tiny little crumb that we get, like a couple of stills, we're all like, pictures of Worf and Dr. Crusher that we've already seen in the trailer, but they're stills. It's like we're desperate. It's because we want Star Trek. We want good Star Trek, and we haven't had it in 15, 16, 17 years. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Did I say that already? I don't know. Ding the bell as well. That does help. Thanks. Bye.